Goosebumps episode 7 begins with Mr. Brat turning into Harold and disappearing. Horrified, the kids quickly rush to the door, but see a huge void. Isaiah attempts to open the basement door, but it is locked. They hope for their parents to come looking for them, but are doubtful. Mr. Brat uses their phones to text their parents that they'll be staying out the night. Nora's time for dispatch arrives, but Victoria insists she stay longer. Nora shows her the drugs she had been given but didn't take and threatens to call her lawyer and leaves. In the lift, she runs into Mr. Brat, who claims to be looking for her and asks about a mutual friend. Mr. Brat points out the mirror, revealing a reflection of Harold. Exiting the lift, Nora manages to escape and heads to her garage. She looks for a sack and bumps into Colin, who didn't know she was discharged. He is surprised to know she is discharged and tries to talk to her, but she puts him off, claiming she has important work to do. She takes the sack and drives off. The kids fidget with things in the house and suddenly hear a sound coming from the other room. They grab a weapon and prepare. Suddenly, Mr. Brat takes a stance to beat him up, but he convinces them that it is indeed he himself. Colin heads over to talk to Ben and seeks relationship advice. He claims Nora has a doll and that Nora has secrets she can't share with him. Ben is surprised to hear this and gets into his car before driving away. The kids try to question him about how he reached the place and if there is a way out. Mr. Brat claims he has tried his level best but couldn't find any and tells them to make peace with the fact. The kids pump up his spirits, and they begin trying to find a way to make it out. Just then, Isabel sees a light at the bottom of the door and sees a white light in the abyss. After some argument, they send Isabel into the white light by tying curtains together and lowering her down. Entering the white light, she finds herself in the school corridor. She heads towards the theater and sees the people turned into puppets. She quickly rushes back as the place begins to collapse and the others pull her to safety. As they are pulling her, Mr. Brat bangs into the pillar and finds himself in his own body for a few moments before being sent back to the house. Eliza and Ben visit the mine, and Ben heads in to look for the dummy they had buried. He finds the dummy to be missing. As he tries to head out, he sees James throw down the rope he used to climb in, making it impossible to get out. James then approaches his mother waiting in the car. Her mother questions him about his appearance but realizes he is not really James. The doppelganger attempts to attack her, but Ben arrives just in time and begins to wrestle with him. James' mother hits him on the head, making him explode into yellow goo. They realize Nora was right all along. Mr. Brat tells the kids that pain gets him back into his original body and asks them to punch him. They decide to get Mr. Brat in his body and have him write them a way out in the scrapbook. Nora parks her car to enter a general store, and Mr. Brat follows in his car. Just then, Isabel punches Mr. Brat into his real body. He attempts to call out to Nora and tell her he is not Harold, but his hands won't cooperate with him, preventing him from opening the door. Biddle punches him back into the house. Mr. Brat tells Lucas that Nora has stopped at a general store, and he realizes she is heading to the cabin in the mountains. Lucas punches him back into reality. Mr. Brat attempts to open the scrapbook, but Harold resists it. He ends up throwing the scrapbook into a puddle of water. Back in the house, the kids watch the house disintegrate at the end of Goosebumps episode 7. The episode review Goosebumps episode 7 depicts the kids trapped inside the mind of Harold. It showcases some intriguing new developments with Nora's release and the other parents discovering that Nora was right all along. However, it seems that things won't sit well with Nora, considering they kept her captive and drugged her at the mental hospital. Through this episode, Isabel seems to be the strong one, and somehow Isaiah and Lucas take a back seat. The episode manages to evenly spread the spotlight on all the characters, which is a bit of a trend breaker with respect to the series. The series takes it a step further by bringing more of the parents into the storyline, After a bit of a struggle, the kids find a way to break out of Harold's mind. However, just as things are about to be set right, Harold throws the scrapbook into a puddle, causing the house they are trapped in to disintegrate as the ink smudges.